Where are they?
They're probably upstairs.
They never answered the door. Oh, wait. It's Monday night.
They're on the second floor.
What's up, guys? We're back again. Second floor. Today was wild for me. So, in business, since I've been doing it for 9 years now, I am super comfortable at selling my product, selling myself, selling, everything that I do. 9 years, yeah. I can sell you on something. So, we started up a different division in the business. So, and I mean, when we first started, I knew automotive, and then that's how we started. And then, a year down the road, we decided to do small engine. That was kind of a learning curve for me.
Yeah.
And that took me a little while to do and figure out. But it's wild that, and it wasn't, I guess, what we've started, and I'll get into that in a minute. Where the small engine side, we picked up on it pretty quick, but we didn't have anything really, any kind of product going out from it except just what we sell. But see, now we have a rental division at the store, and
I know it's been killing me. I've been about to explode for months now. Trying not to say anything about it.
I have, like I was saying though, I can sell you. That's what I do. And you come in my store and I am super confident in what I've got and what I'm doing. This thing has got me in a chokehold. It's like,
you're very uncertain.
Yeah, and I have never been like that. Even with working at the shop on cars and everything else, I was pretty decent at what I did, so I was very confident in what I did. This right here is a different level. It's not, it's new. We started it this week, and we're halfway through the week, and we today was just like a punch right in the mouth, right off. I mean, as soon as we opened the doors of the place.
Are you
one of my customers? Now listen, one of my customers. It was like $745, $750. I'm putting stock up, and I see somebody pull in. And it was the same dude I talked to the day before that was questioning me about my rental stuff. And my heart sank when I seen him. I was like, oh gosh, he's back. He's gonna want a rental. Sure enough, it was like, I guess he went and got breakfast or something. He come back about 30 minutes later after I'd already opened, and then from then on it was just game on. We rented 4 pieces of equipment today, and I was so uncertain about everything. It's just everything's brand new, and you have to. Here's the thing: I have to explain to the customers why I'm charging you this, why I'm charging you that, why is this, this is this, this is this. When this needs to be back, this is what it needs to happen. When you bring it back, it needs to be clean, it needs to be full, it needs this. And I'm afraid I'm going to miss something, or, it's a learning curve.
So there's a lot of details.
There's a lot of details too, also. But in life, I've just always been pretty certain about things. Felt good about stuff.
So what makes you uncertain? Is it?
I think it's because it's all of it. Because, okay, what if the customer calls you and asks something about an insurance question? Well, when we go to other places, we do this type of insurance. Well, I don't know. I ain't thought of it. There again, I don't know. Let me figure that out for you, because, some of these people that rent this stuff all the time, construction guys, they've got their own insurance for rental. I didn't know that was even a thing. So if you was a contractor, you have, a certain type that you pay monthly, that when you go rent this equipment, if you flip it off the trailer, that what I'm paying for, or what he's paying for, covers that machine. So he's not liable for it. Well, I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's like renter's insurance. I mean,
Basically, yeah,
like,
it is.
if
Yeah.
you rented a
Because
house,
when something like that leaves your property, you're 100% liable for that machine. Everything that happens to that machine from when it leaves until it gets back is 100% on you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just one of those things. It's coming. It's going to get easier. It is. It's just like when we opened, I was a little nervous, but I was automotive, so I could get my way through it, and I was fine. And then, but it's going from working on cars to actually selling the parts for it. And then it was a small engine, and now it's this, you know. So.
Well, I think it's just because it's totally new.
Well, it is, and it's just like a whole nother business.
I mean, even motors were new, but it's still all the same concept.
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely. Well,
Like,
and here's the other thing, is you have people that come in to rent something like today, and they have no idea how to use it.
Oh gosh.
So and
why
then,
are they renting it?
Well, they just need this. They need this dug. They need that dug. They need to. They need to.
So you gotta show them how to.
Kind of, sort of, but I mean, there's in a sense you don't really, you don't really want to tell somebody because you're going then if something happens. Well, you told me.
Ah.
You got to be careful with that. So
okay, yeah, I guess that's true.
So there's so much. There's not gray areas because technically all I could say, if you want it, here it is, But I'm not that person either.
Yeah.
I'm going to help coach you through it and get you, but it is what it is. I've always been certain with everything I've ever done and felt very confident with everything I've ever done. And it literally feels like it's got me just in a chokehold and will not let go. But after everything, after today and everything come back, and it was like, whew, okay, all right.
So what about tomorrow? Would you feel better?
I'd feel a little better, but I would still feel like I was in that chokehold.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I was in that chokehold.
It's going to take a little while.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a month or two before I'm like, boom, boom, boom. I'm selling you on it, and you're going to want it. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. Yeah. I've just,
Have you ever rented stuff like that?
Never.
I've rented a lift when I was building my barn.
Okay.
You know,
like one of them
yeah,
where you put your four riggers down, like a
yeah.
nifty lift or something.
Yeah, it was so handy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are nice.
So handy.
Those are nice.
But yeah, I rented one of them one time, and I've rented like small carrier and truck bed type stuff before, like drain snakes that are powered. That are.
Right.
You need to have one of them. If
Yeah.
you ain't got one.
Well,
So
that's it's all a work in progress. Yeah. I will enjoy it after I figure it out. It's just one of those things. But it's just being certain, You can, if you're confident, you don't really have to worry about it. If you're confident, you can sell it. It don't matter what it is.
Yeah.
That's what I've found out working in public. If you're good at what you do, you can sell it. You can do it. You can make it happen, And you have to trust in the product too. It's just like you working at a shop. You have to trust your guys. So you're going to be confident enough to tell that customer it's fixed.
Well, see, my problem with sales is this. I'm good at it because I'm honest. You know what I mean? That automatically is going to make you, you're like, if the range is here, you're like at a medium level immediately if you're honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because people sense that naturally, right? Mm-hmm. And then you can pick up on what you want to do to make it be better or make it go down. But for me, I don't know if I look too much into it, and maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. But I've always said if that's all I did was be a salesman, I'd be a great salesman. Mm-hmm. If I didn't have to worry about, will those tires last? Will the guys take good care of it in the back? Will will everything be right when they leave? Will they be happy? Mm-hmm. If all I got to do is sell it, choose.
Yeah, and I don't have to worry about after.
I don't have to worry about nothing else.
Yeah, after the sale. It's after the sale that you have to worry about.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, and the sale may be me.
Right.
I'm not saying I'm not there doing it, but
yeah,
I would be much quicker to say, absolutely, that'll do good for you. Mm-hmm. If I didn't have to, I guess it keeps you, that part of it, it's like a lock on a gate. It just keeps an honest man honest. Mm-hmm. That keeps an honest man honest, having to be the one to worry about that.
I like that because you're like, if somebody asks you you think these tires will get 80,000? I mean, depends on how you drive it. I mean, it's
Are you going to take care of them?
you going to go.
Are you going to live here in East Tennessee your whole life?
Probably
not.
Probably not.
Probably
Absolutely.
going to fall a little
if you're
short.
Going, are you going to drive the highway? You know, for the next 4 years, yeah, they'll probably do it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things. If you're not in sales or you don't do stuff like that, then you don't realize like what we're talking about, or or customer service. Customer service is like that too.
So so to bring up something that kind of piggybacks off that, we got a guy that's training right now with us. It's actually somebody who she is, but it's her son, and he's kind of working there, sort of like just a summer job, sort of. But why he's going to UT anyway, and I'm trying to explain to him, but it's the same for everybody. When it up front for me, when you tell somebody something, it's not what you're telling them; it's how you tell them.
Mm-hmm.
That makes all the difference in the world.
Right. Yeah.
And a good example of that is you know this firsthand, without a doubt. You know this. We have a vehicle that comes in. We put a set of tires on it. Actually, we were going to fix a tire on it for a lady. It was dropped off overnight. Well, the tire could not be fixed. It needed tires. We got tires there that morning, had it fixed, ready to go, and was like picked up during lunch. Like that's how efficient it was,
Mm-hmm.
Well, in doing that, it made its way over to the alignment rack after the tires got put on it. And when Jacob went to start it back up, well, it wouldn't start. And he had to jump it off, which happens all the time on an alignment rack. If you've got a weaker battery, you have to have engine off, key on, brake pedal depressor in, a lot of things running when the car is not maintaining the battery. So if it's got a weaker battery, it will pull it down.
Yeah, it's going to show a battery.
Yeah,
In a hurry. Yeah.
So everybody knows too, if you test a battery at its weakest moment, what is it going to do? It's going to be bad.
It's fail,
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's going to fail a test. It's not going to have everything it needs to have. So another thing is, so it's a twofold thing for us. Okay, in this situation, it's exactly what it was, because what happens was he goes up front and he goes, "Hey, you need to tell these folks it needs a battery. Here's the test results, of this battery. I got an alignment rack. It wouldn't start afterwards. I only had it over there for like just long enough to really check it, maybe make some minor adjustments and be done. Normally if it sits there a longer while, it's more chance of that happening. So anyway, he goes up front, tells Amber up front. He says, "Hey, you need to call these people, see if they want a battery." So, and I don't know, I wasn't there because it was like lunchtime, sort of, I guess, or maybe I just wasn't involved with it. It was right before lunch. But so she calls and she just says, "Hey, needs a battery. We've got a alignment rack, wouldn't start. Here's your, here's test results. I'll send them to you if you want me to." She texts them over to him. He can see them. He was like, "No, don't. I don't think I want to do that today. These tires are enough. Whatever. I haven't had any trouble out of that battery." And she's like, "Okay, well then just keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. And when she shows up to pick it up, your wife, if it won't start, we'll jump her off for her and let her go somewhere, whatever. Let her go home." So he goes home. He calls back. He's like, "Man, I had an uneasy feeling about it." He called looking for me, looking for a manager. He's like, "Well, here's what happened. I got called out of the blue telling me I need a battery. I get it home. I'm like, it don't seem right because it started when she picked it up. I take it down to AutoZone, have it checked. It tests good. Things ain't looking good right now. And I'm like, agreed.
Yeah.
Completely agree with you. Completely 100% agree with you. Now, the problem is all the delivery of the information right there. Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The way it should be done is, "Hey man, this bow, got your wife's car done. Got it on line rack. Alignment was out. We fixed it. Got the tires on. Everything looks good. But I got a question for you. What's that? Have you had any trouble out of that battery? Like, has it ever not started or seemed slow to start to you or something?"
No.
No,
Boom.
I ain't.
Immediately.
No, I ain't. So, okay. Well, so we've experienced that today. However, this is common if a battery's on like the weaker side of things and you're on the alignment rack, key on, engine off, brake pedal, all those things. So could be just because we had the key on, maybe it don't give another problem for a little while. We did go ahead and throw a tester on it. However, we're testing it at its weakest moment
right now. Yeah, exactly.
It may be fine once it gets a charge back to it, but totally different outcome if
Yeah.
if it's just
It's
given
presented
that way.
differently.
Yeah. So I was
Uh-huh.
told in sales a long time ago, if you want to offer criticism to your employees, you have to wrap it like a gift in a way they can receive it in a good way. It's the same thing that goes for that.
Right.
Because if you're just telling them something and they don't receive it the right way, there's no point in giving it to them.
Oh no, absolutely. No,
Yeah.
I agree.
But,
I agree with
but
that.
that is the biggest thing about customer service. You know?
Yeah, let's throw an extreme load to it. You've got every single
We get the
Every-
headlights on, dash lights are on,
brake lights
doors are on, are opening and closing.
Yes, brake
interior
lights are on.
Yeah,
Everything. It's a stupid hard load.
It's hard on it.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. So, but it does also let the customer know if you can't if that battery can't make that in 10 to 15 minutes, you probably need to look at getting something new. Getting a new one. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If it won't hold it for 10, 15 minutes,
Well-
don't go out in your car and listen to your music.
Here's
With
both
the key,
sides of it, though,
so-
for us. It's like you don't want to be that person that calls and says, "Hey, you need something totally unrelated to what we're doing."
Oh no, right.
Ever.
Yeah.
If you don't have to be, you don't want to be. But at the same time, if we just jump it off, pull it around front, and it don't start for you, and we don't tell you, well, then you show up to pick it up and it don't start.
Yeah, then you're mad.
So now what are we gonna do?
Right.
So you're mad because we tried to tell you, and now you're mad because we didn't tell you. There's a fine line right between there
Yeah.
that you have to land on.
Yeah.
And
That's the customer service side of it that you need to talk to that person.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and let them know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The delivery's where it's at.
It's all about it.
Yeah.
It's all just about how you say it.
Yeah.
It in the end, she was saying the same thing I ended up saying. The same message got across, just in a totally different way.
Yeah.
That made it acceptable.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. I mean, that's
And it's much easier to do it that way at the front than to come back behind somebody and trying to cover and up stuff.
Oh yeah.
Or
Well, I had a guy had purchased a mower from me it was 2 years ago. Well, the parking brake bolt has broke. Why'd it break? Well, I don't really know, man.
But you know what my excuse is? Made late on a Friday afternoon.
I said that bolt. I said any bolt can break. I said it's very rare that I ever see something, especially on a parking brake. I said, but it absolutely can happen. And I said, I don't know that bolt that I put in there ain't gonna break.
Yeah.
And I said, what could have happened is they could have over torqued it. I said, I don't know. I said it just make weak, and then I said it's over time. And and he was fine with it. It was just And I told him, I said, he's like, well, do you think all the other bolts are okay? And I said, look, man. I said, all the other bolts should be fine. I said, if you go out here and it breaks a bolt off in 5 minutes, there's nothing I can do. I could stick all new bolts in that thing. He's like, okay, I understand what you're saying. I said, there's no way to tell. I said, the bolts are bolts. I said, if they're going to fail, they're going to fail. But the delivery was where it was at. He just needed to hear that, man, everything will be okay, Yeah. And it wasn't life or death what had happened anyways. I mean, it literally just, it's one of those things that it's an easy fix. You know what I mean? It's a bolt sitting right there.
Yeah.
But it's the delivery.
Yeah.
But it's like we've said before, with customers and customer service. I think now more than ever, if you've never done customer service, and I mean we push somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 to 70 customers a day.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. And to you and to me, they're always, and it's part of the business, but you don't realize it. Okay, yeah, your people that's in customer service, I'm not taking away from the grocery stores and the Walmarts and the this and the that's. That's all good and well. They're pulling product off the shelf and you're ringing them out. And you're saying, have a good day.
Yeah, that's
Is that all you need?
Totally different.
That's every single, from 50 to 70 people have a problem. And they've come to you to fix that problem.
Yeah.
So now, it's on, you have to still continue to be that nice customer service. And you have to be nice to the customer themselves. You've got to explain it to them. And then you have to address the issue and figure out.
And you've got to do it all in a way that they're okay hearing it that way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And everybody's so different.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you got to feel those people out.
You're at a grocery store and you're ringing something out. There ain't somebody going, when were these bananas made?
Mhm.
How far did they ship here?
Mhm.
Well,
Where'd they come
if
from?
that one's rotten, how do I know the rest of them ain't gonna go rotten?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, nobody cares
it don't
about
work.
those
It don't
things.
work.
That
It
ain't
don't work
how-
like that.
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
and one thing just snowballs into the next when it comes to that stuff.
Oh, it
you know?
does. Absolutely. I think if that is because customer service, I get it. Everybody's like, well, I worked at a grocery store. Or I used to work at Walmart. Well, it's not the same. It's not.
There's way more than just a smiling face saying "Have a nice day" or "Can I help you?"
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
I mean, you have to have those too, but it is not the same as what we have to deal with on the day to day.
No, it's terrible.
Everybody
it's terrible.
everybody is on fire. They have a fire when they come in your door, and you have to put that fire out.
Well, think about this. You go to the grocery store because you need to live. You may be excited about buying some food that you're going in there to get because you're going to go to a cookout, or you're going to get something that your kid needs. You know, just they're there because they want to be. They chose to drive there and go in, and there is probably from time to time a level of excitement. And if there's not, they're just like, oh, you know, how are you today? I'm tired. I've been working all day, and the last thing I want to do is come to the store. I hear you. Let's get you out of here.
Right.
You know,
right.
done. That's it. That's all you get. When they come into us, no one wants to be there. Not even for the routine maintenance.
That's very true.
Not even
that's
for
very true.
like
yeah.
they're there to do an oil change. Like the easiest, simplest thing that they can possibly do routine wise. And ain't nobody wants to be there for it. They've rearranged their schedule. They've changed meetings. They've done all these things to come in just to have to get an oil change.
Yep.
And what do we have to do? We have to inspect the car. Tell them if there's anything wrong. That's the last thing they want to hear today.
Hopefully that all what they've brought it here for, that's all it needs. And if it needs something else, that's got to be addressed in the correct way.
It's not a good situation to be.
No, it's not. It's tough. It's tough. Well, okay, when people walk through my door of my store and they say, you know, and I say, hey, how's it going? How you doing today? Or whatever. And they're like, it'd be better if I wasn't in here. That sucks.
Yeah,
I hate that. You know what I mean?
I don't ask.
You know, I hate that, you know, and, but it is what it is. It's one of those things. They don't want to be there. They don't want to have to come in and spend, you know, something unexpected, a battery or this or that, you know, so it's always just putting out fires with a bit our line of work. I feel like always.
Terrible. It's terrible.
And
they want to hear one word. They want to hear one word and not the other opposite. They want to hear yes.
Yeah.
Not no.
Yeah.
And if you don't say yes,
oh yeah, I've got that. Absolutely.
there's a problem.
I've got that.
Ready to be had.
So. Oh yeah.
Ain't a whole lot you can do about that.
Yeah.
But be fair and just try to do your best and be as fair as you can be.
Yeah. It's tough though. It's tough. Sometimes it's very trying because you just don't. Sometimes you just cannot even. No matter how you do it or how, you can't fix the issue that they have because it has to have, you know, because people just come in and assume. Me and Dave always say this. People come in and assume that what they have is, of course, that piece is, you know, the piece that they have. Yes, somebody makes that piece, absolutely, because it's in your hand. Well, all I want to do
has made.
Yeah. Or, you know, it's still made today, but all I need is this piece that goes on it. And if I could adapt this piece to that piece, well, what people that they just think, and then you tell them that they don't have it. Well, I know I can find it. Okay, well, it doesn't exist. There's a tool and die for that, and they're not going to build a $10,000 tool and die for this one thing right here. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, we say it all the time. You know, we try to be as nice as we can, but when people come in with those issues like that, and they just assume that, well, all it needs to be goes from this to this. That's it. Well, that's not made. That's not, you know.
Go see the dealer.
Yeah. You know.
Ask them about it.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a 2008, I think. It might have been a 12. I believe it was an 8. Yeah, because it wasn't 20 years old yet. It was a 2008 F-150 in work today. or this week, and it had a fuel line leaking on. He had a water pump leaking too. He had a coolant leak, and he smelled fuel. Well, the water pump was leaking on it. Easy enough. We can fix that. If that's what you want. But he had a fuel leak too, and it was coming from the fuel pump to something else. A hard plastic line with quick connect fittings.
Mm-hmm.
Ford don't make it no more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does not make it no more.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have made fuel lines in the past and
Mm-hmm.
put quick connects on it, and maybe every now and then you get one that'll work right and not leak.
Right.
But it's we're like, I don't know.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Maybe a junkyard. I don't know what to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but like I said already, it's about being honest.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what it's gonna make or break it. Is that.
Well, I had a customer in the store a week or so ago, and they had, and I don't know the issue exactly, but they had some fraudulent charges on their card.
Hmm.
Well, and
like they volunteered this information to you or something?
Well, cards was being declined.
Okay.
And I don't know. I don't know to this day. He was buying some brake cleaner and some other, like one other item. And it's just boom, boom. And he told me he had been hacked from overseas. Whether he was or not, I don't know.
Okay.
And I said, well, I'll tell you what. Again, it was, I don't know the exact dollar amount. I said, and the customer service side, nobody else is going to do this, but he was needing this to get whatever that he was on fire about, to get back and get it fixed. And it was literally like $11.
Yeah.
Super good customer, comes in the store a lot. And I was like, I'll tell you what, just take off. We'll get it next time you come in. Don't worry about it. It's $11, whatever. So he told me that he, said he'd been hacked, and there it was. And that's why everything, but he tried 4 or 5 cards, but that's besides the point. Whatever. And I told him, just come back and see me. And he come back in Monday or Tuesday and paid for it. And he just couldn't believe, it's $11.
Yeah.
To put that kind of trust in him. Or he said, I don't know that another place would have ever done that for me. And he said, I really needed to get this done so I could finish what I was doing, and he said, I really, really appreciate that. That's why I always come to you guys. So I was like, ain't no problem, no problem. But something that simple made a huge impact for that guy.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, I'll tell you what. Audience needs to hear this.
Okay.
Forewarning. Okay? Get ready. Heed this. Listen to this. Because this could happen to you.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about scammers.
Okay.
Now, one day we will have our good friend Boomhire on here.
Okay, boom. All right.
But something happened to him this weekend. He may tell this story, but I'm going to tell it first on my podcast.
Okay.
All right. So, Eric's got a Toyota Tacoma. Okay.
What, you new or older?
No, I don't know what year it is. It's newer.
Okay.
Yeah, newer. He ain't had it that long. He's decided that he's going to sell it. Okay. Well, like Saturday morning, something like that, he is getting ready to go to a birthday party. Has to be at a birthday party about 45 minutes away, hour away, at like noon. Well, this is like 11. He gets a message on Facebook or something, wanting to buy the truck, whatever. Would you take this for it? I can meet you in 15 minutes, whatever. Eric's like, okay, dang. All right, I'm going to go sell the truck. I'll be back. I may call you and have you come get me. And so he tells Sydney. And he goes to meet him at a gas station, a public place. And he said, he's like, well, I can go to the birthday party late if it means selling the truck today, So he goes, and he was almost out of gas. So he pulls up to get gas pump. These two dudes are walking over to him. And he's at the gas pumps. And he sees them coming. He's like, okay, it's probably guys, and they walk over and they start talking to him a little bit. And he's like, well, let me put a little gas in it, and I'll pull over there out of the way. So he does. He pulls over there. Well, it's these two dudes. They're of a different nationality. He didn't really know, but this is an important part of the story for people to watch out for. So I don't know if they were like Arabic, Indian, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's right or wrong, but something that looks like those people do. Anyway, pulls over there, and now all of a sudden there's 5 of them. Yeah, 5 to look at a truck. So Eric's like, and now all of a sudden I have this uneasy feeling, you know. So
they probably owned a gas station.
No, they didn't.
Oh, okay.
It was a Weigel gas station.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, they all come up. They start talking to him. All of them shake his hand and all that. And they've got these like fanny pack things that goes over their chests, like man purse type stuff, I guess, or whatever. And they all shake his hand or whatever and start talking to him. Well, they want to. I guess the first guy that initially started talking to him, he said his brother's the one that's interested in it. That's how he said who he was or whatever. And he's like, can we go for a ride? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, you drive and I'll ride with you. You know, so they drive down the road. He's like, so how long you had this? You know, just talking to him like normal. Get down the road. He's like, well, get on it, you know, and see how it runs, whatever. So they do that a few times and come back and park. And he said on the drive, the guys asked him like, so you got kids or anything? He's like, yeah, I got 4. He's like, yeah, I've got. And here's the crazy part: the guy says this, yeah, I've got. He goes, I got 2 girls myself, man. You know what scares me? Thinking about the man they'll marry. That's what this guy says to him. Okay, seems like a decent dude, you know. Seems like. So he gets there, he gets back, and he called his wife, and he said, I don't know what's going on here, but something does not feel right. And he had his pistol with him. He's like, something don't feel right. See if your dad will come down here and like just park over on the other side of the parking lot, just watch, you know, just in case. So he does that. He goes down there, whatever. And Eric's been talking to these guys. They're like, and they tell him, like, well, let's start it up and we'll listen to it again. They pop the hood, you know, and he starts it and listens to it and all that. And they're like, rev it up, you know. He revs it up a little bit. Rev it up again. Revs it up some more. And then they shut it off. And they're all just, man, this is such a nice truck. Clean truck, you know. And want to know the normal things, like, why are you getting rid of it, you know, and all that stuff. Well, Eric's up there in the front of it looking under the hood with him or whatever. And the other guy goes, tell me about this camper top, you know. They start walking to the back of the truck. Well, and he had shut it off and gotten out, you know, is what had happened there. And then he walked to the back of the truck, and they're all walking, you know, just around it, looking at stuff or whatever. So he thought. And he's, yeah.
This is getting good.
Yeah, so he's at the back of the truck. He's like, well, so how's this camper top come off? He's like, well, you got to unbolt it. You know, he's telling him about it or whatever. He goes, well, what's this thing? He's got like a little built-in thing in there for coon hunting, dog box, and like some other stuff in there, drawers and things like that. That's a built-in thing. And he's like, well, this comes out if you want it out, blah, blah, blah. He's explaining all that stuff to him. And he's like, okay. And Eric says, and they're like, well, let's see it one more time. You know, let's listen to it one more time. Start it up again for us, you know. And he goes in there to start it, and he starts it up. And they're like, all right, we'll give it a little gas. Yeah, give it again. And then all of a sudden, his out from under the hood, it just starts boiling smoke. And they holler, shut it off, shut it off, shut it off. And Eric's like, what the heck, you know? And he shuts it off because there's never been nothing wrong with the truck, ever, you know. And all this smoke starts coming out from under the hood. And he's like, what the heck's going on? You know, he got out and he looks. He's like, oh my gosh. He's like, my valve covers were leaking, but geez, I guess they just started pouring all of a sudden, you know, or something. And he's like, no, look at this back here. And look, and his oil just running out of his exhaust onto the ground. Just like a puddle of oil has ran out of it. And he's like, what the heck? And they're like, well, try to start it up again. It won't do nothing. And he's like, they're like, oh no, man, what happened? Doing all that, you know. And he's like, I don't know. I guess freaking motor just locked up and blew up on me. I don't know. He never seen nothing like this before. So then they're like, golly, this is crazy, you know. He's like, well, we still like the truck. What do you take for it like this? He's like, I'm not going to sell it like this. It's not worth anything like this. He's like, well, just all right. Well, can I give you a deposit? And you put up. He's like, I guess I'm going to replace the motor in it, you know. And he's like, well, can I pay you so you won't sell it to somebody else? And once you get the motor in, I'll give you the rest of the money. And Eric's like, no, I'm not doing anything now. I'm pissed off now. Yeah. I'm not selling it. Mm-hmm. Like, it's over, done with. Y'all can go away. I'm just going to tow it, and it's over with. I got a birthday party to get to. So, done. Well, over the weekend, that was like Saturday or whatever. Well, he's still like messaging. This guy's still messaging him on Sunday. You know, what will you take for the truck? Can I buy the body then? Or, you know, just all kind, you know, and offering money and stuff like that. Well, Eric goes to this birthday party. Well, his uncle's there. And he's like, hey, Cindy said you sell the truck. You know, he's like, heck no, I'm getting it towed to the shop right now. And, you know, he's telling all this. He's like, oh my gosh, you didn't sell it, right? And he's like, no, I'm towing it to work. I'm gonna have to look at it and say, oh, thank God you didn't sell it. He's like, what? He's like, there was an old man down here. He lives in Philadelphia. His uncle does. He's like, there's an old man down here.
Dustin
had the same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, he said had the same thing happen to him last week, and he sold his like that. What they done? All them little fanny packs. They had like little syringes full of oil in there, and Eric got back to work after that birthday party, went back, fixed it, and drove it home. But what they were done, I mean, of course, they had to figure out what it was, but what they actually did to him was they took those, you know, everybody's got them on them, you know, and they're all around the truck, so they could do whatever, and he'd never know, you know. So they sprayed his exhaust manifold up there with oil, so it'd smoke like crazy, looked like oil everywhere, you know. Pulled his fuse out for like his tip-em or something, so it wouldn't do nothing. Power would come on, but it wouldn't start at all. Or I don't know what fuse it was, but it was something like that. And then they squirted oil up in the exhaust for it to run out when he started it again. And they're doing this as a scam, trying to get you to sell it to them cheap.
Dirt cheap.
And then turn around doing that. Yeah.
Gosh.
How about that?
That's crazy.
Heck yeah, that's crazy. He called Cindy. He's like, I'm fixing to shoot one of these dudes or something. Something's wrong, bad.
Golly.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he said once that happened, it was just a no sell instantly for me. He said I was so mad.
Did he ever message the dudes back?
I don't know. He's been talking about it all week, messaging them back, saying he'd meet up and sell it and just whoop a heck out of them. All of them. So I don't know what he'd do.
Wow, that is nuts. That's the first I'd ever heard anything like that.
I said what you ought to do is message them back and just say,
well, it would be hilarious.
Just say, hey, figure out what was wrong. You know, somebody had sprayed oil all over everything and pulled my fuse out for this. You know, so I just fixed it. So I'm ready to sell it now. You want to meet? Mm-hmm. You know, and just see if he'd say anything. I guarantee he goes full ghost.
What would be really good if get like you know, you and Brody and Dustin and you know.
Eric said these dudes were big dudes too.
Oh really?
That's what he said.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
I ain't needing to get my honey with
okay.
He wants to sell the truck, he can sell it.
Oh, I was fixing to say. I thought you said the way they were. Usually those guys are small.
Right, ain't too big. Yeah, but he said these guys were big. He said they were big dudes.
Be hilarious.
He's
okay, then, all right, then get Bradley Paul and get all these other guys that are just monsters. And yeah, meet me back. And about 7 of them pile out of the truck.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Y'all want to play games.
But yeah.
I ain't never heard anything like that.
I hadn't either.
I bet you they do that a bunch. People don't. I mean,
they said they got some old man, and it's Toyotas. I think they bought a Tundra from him that way. God, gave him like Eric was. I think he was wanting to sell that truck for around like 11 or 12 or something like that. Mm-hmm. You know, and
so they was probably starting to lowball him at 5 or something.
Yeah, like we'll give you 4,800 the way it is, or something. You know, probably. Yeah, just trying to take advantage of people, tricking them. But that's why they had 5. You know, they can easily be everywhere they need to be.
They can manipulate. Yeah, to pull him back here and do it over here.
And he said they were just flashing wads of $100 bills out of them, pulling them out of them things, you know, and just like, you know, he's like, because when he got there, he's seen that. He's like, these guys are serious, you know. They're real, you know, they're really serious. Well, they probably had $4,000 or $5,000 there rolled up or something because that's how they're ready.
They're making money. They golly, dude, that's nuts. I ain't never heard anything like that.
I hadn't either. So in case the audience
Wow,
hasn't heard
yeah,
that, and you're getting ready to sell something, you better beware.
Yeah,
I have not heard that, but yeah,
Jeez.
it happened to him. Monday he came into work. He was still. He's like, oh, I've got. He was just sitting in Scott's office. That's where I'm working out on Mondays. He's sitting in there with his head down like this, and I walked in. He goes, I've got to tell you something. That happened to me this weekend. I said, okay, let's hear it.
Oh, shoot.
So, I wasn't expecting that. I'd never heard anything like that. It's
No,
crazy.
that's nuts. That's a next level there. I mean, it could easily be done. I mean, if you have a motivated seller, like you need money, or I want to sell it, or I need to get rid of it, and then they're like, okay, this guy's already wanting to get rid of it.
Or you have no knowledge about cars.
Yeah, at all.
You know?
Absolutely.
You're just trying to sell something. Yeah.
Golly, that's nuts.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Mm-mm-mm.
Tell me about it.
Eugene, when I bought my truck,
Yeah.
this was in 12, and I had every intention, it was a 03 7.3 Power Stroke, last half year of the stroke 7.3s, and this was when Walmart used to park all their cars in Lenore City down there, and I had every intention of paying the guy $8,500 because that's what he wanted. I mean, he wanted 95, but it had 300 and something thousand when I bought it.
Yeah.
But it was a super, super clean truck at the time.
I remember it. We went and looked at it,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
And, Eugene, you know how he was. You just have to know the man. And he said, now we're going to get down here. And he said, I'm buying this thing. He said, I'm going to buy it. He said, you just lay low and watch or something like that. So now he wasn't scamming nobody, but he knew how to work the system.
Yeah.
I did learn from him. He was like, the guy was wanting to sell it. I mean, he was very interested in selling it. His truck had high mileage. It'd been sitting there for 3 weeks. Nobody ever jumped on it because of the mileage, and I just took the gamble and jumped on it. And I had $8,500 cash. I pulled it out of the bank. So me and him go that evening. He takes his scanner. He goes out there and plugs it in. And it had a glow plug code, whatever, like a glow plug relay code. And so we go out and drive it. And he dogs it all the way through Lenore City. I mean, all the way back the other way, the hard as you can drive the thing, He gets back out and he grab his shirt. He just tickle you to death. And he slams that door shut. Me and him get out of it. And he told me the whole time. He said, "Don't say a word. Just let me buy it." Okay. He said, "Count out $6,000." Okay. So I counted out. I took 15 out of it. And he's like, "Now put that in the other pocket." We get out of the truck. And I'm like, "Oh, what's this guy doing?" I'm like, "What is he doing?" He slams the door. He goes over there. And like I say, you just got to know. You just had to know Eugene. He said, "Bank's only going to loan 6 on it." He said, "That's all we got." He said, you can give it or, take it or leave it." And that guy's like, "Well, he's like, I'm just telling you what the bank gave us. Too many miles on it." He said, "It runs good. It's a good looking truck." He said, "It's nice." He said, "But that's all we can do." He said, "Take it or leave it." That guy's like, "Well, and I'm over here and I'm like, dude, I got $1,500 more. Hang on a dang minute. This is a nice truck."
Yeah.
And that guy's like, "Well, I mean, I guess, if that's all they'll give you, I guess that's what it's worth." Now, he wasn't scamming him. He was just Jewing with him, And he said, "Pay him." He said, "If you want it, pay him." He said, he brought me out here. He said, he brought me out here to check the truck out. And he said, "Pay the man." So he's talking to me, He said, "That's my boy."
Yeah.
"That's my boy." And so we get back in the truck. Of course, he's in his truck. We do the deal and get the title and all that. And he said, "Come by the house before you go home." I was like, "Oh, okay." I lived it. At that time, I was...
He probably went, "Give me 500.
No, he said, well, we got to his house and he's like, "Well, what do you think about that?" And I was like, I said, "Well, I need to pay you something." He's like, he wouldn't take nothing. He said, "You just need to learn from me," or something like that. And I said, "Well, I did learn. I will give it that," And So the next morning, I went by and got him a carton of Marlboro Reds.
Yeah.
Oh, it tickled him to death. And he said, you should have got me 3 or 4 packs or 3 or 4 cartons of them. I said, well, I will if you want me to. I don't care.
Yeah.
He was just, it was just one of those things I'll never forget.
I didn't know he went down there with you.
Oh, he did. He bought it for me, is what
Yeah.
he did. He bought that truck for me.
Huh.
I gave $6,000 for it, and I probably could get $6,000 for it today if I was guessing.
Yeah, you
But
probably could. How many miles does that thing got on it now?
460 or 470. I ain't drove it in 3 months.
Yeah.
It's probably got about, it's either I think it's 460, so it's got on it now. I've put about 100,000 on it since 2012.
Yeah. That's been a good truck. It's good purchase.
Yeah. I remember my mom, she told me, she worked at the clerk's office then. She was the county clerk. And I told her what I was buying, and she absolutely lost her mind because it had 360,000 miles on it. And still to this day, I aggravate her about the truck. When I go, like if we go somewhere, whatever, and we'll drive the truck, and I'll be like, I'll hop in this old piece of junk that you told me not to buy, and all that stuff. So she was a county clerk. So that anything over 100,000 miles is considered high mileage,
Yeah.
And I'm getting one that's got 360 on it, 368. But
I remember you called me about it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it.
yeah, well, you had one.
Yeah.
You had one, so that's he did though, and Eugene had one. He had a
Yeah, but his has
Nah.
nothing on it.
yeah. They sold it at like 30,000 miles.
Yeah.
30 or 40,000
after he died.
Mm-hmm. After he passed away, yeah. They sold it. That thing. It wasn't a scam, but he was he taught me something. I had the man 8,500.
Well, that's what made me motivated to sell my last camper because I went to a place and I was looking at trading it in, and I decided to see what they'd offer. I had it on Facebook for sale, I think, but I decided to see what they would offer us there. And when they offered whatever it was, and we talked them up just a little bit more, and they're like, I don't think we can go any higher than that, Well, what did we do? We called our bank, seen what they'd loan on it, and we're like, it was like $1,000 more than the bank said it was worth. And I'm like, golly, we're really going to take the risk of sitting on this?
On
Or let's just trade it in, get away from it, and get what we want, and just walk away.
Yeah.
So we did that. So that's a motivator.
Mm-hmm.
For
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
Motivated me. Thanks for joining us. Second Floor Sessions. Catch us next week.
See you guys. Appreciate you.
Good night.